the summer of 2022.
Rainier Avenue Radio presents All Music, All Day Saturday. Music, all day Saturday.
This is Edwin Bailey, Bulldog Blue.
Jazz from the Cabinets.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Start time.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pierce. This is Start Time.
Saturdays, all music, all day. Reggae Hour, K-Fox Night.
Looking for the perfect beat? Yeah, it's the beat of the Fox.
Fresh Juice with D-Money in the group.
Myself, Blue Money. Honey Size Patron.
Taylor Hart.
There's a Spentia, the Northwest Rap Gang.
DJ Medina. Chad Cheddar. Northwest Rap Gang.
Sergio Lacour's Love Line.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell her who we talking.
Sea Monster Radio, Mo Jams. It's your jam.
We're live. Welcome to Moji on Mondays. This is KZ of KZ Music Media. Caller Goddess for Moji on Mondays.
Just my opinion. God is inspiration all day and all night. Saturdays on RainierAvenueRadio.org.
This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter. Join me every week to get information on activities and issues that impact the lives of older adults and their families. That's Seniors Matter every week on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Something amazing happens when you buckle a seatbelt. It's kind of magic when we put our phones out of reach, like in the glove compartment, or give extra room for someone on their bike. That little act of stopping to let someone cross the street, it's a thing of beauty. Even getting a ride home after drinking is quite heroic, because doing all the little things plays a huge role in keeping us safe on the road. Together, we get there. A message from the Washington Traffic Safety Commission.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Sorry for the delay. Look, this is something we're going to talk about today, but I want to start off, of course, with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Coast Salish people, past, present, and honor. With gratitude, the land itself and the Duwamish, Snoqualmish, Nisqually, Snoqualmie, Muckleshoot tribes. We also acknowledge what has happened on this land to impact the lives of the Black community in Seattle due to redlining. The the systematic and oppression mechanisms of anti-Black racism enacted to the white leaders through the white leaders, politicians, and business people, and others who rob Black families of the opportunity to build and pass down generational wealth. To share your own story, to share your own story of home, land, or land loss, the Central area, please contact us at Clean Greens on behalf of Black Dollar Days Task Force for the King County Reparations Project. Or you can go to blackdaytaskforce.org yourself and reach out to someone there. Hi, guys. Now, Clean Greens CSAs are open and live. So if you are wanting to apply for a CSA, please contact me at blackdollarcleangreens.org. Our youth farm, I am so excited to say that I feel like we hit our mark this week. We wanted 20 kids and we got surpassed the 20 kids. So now we're at 29 kids. So we have space for one more person. We'll be going to the youth department. Not the youth department. We'll be doing the youth program all the way until October. So if you guys are interested and wanting to sign your kids up, we have one space left. Not everybody run as quickly as possible, but we do have one space left and the kids are having fun. We just this week, it was so cute. I got to share the pictures next week. I didn't send any pictures in. But it was so cool because we were out and we were planting in the grounds this week. And when we were watering it, it was so cool to see the rainbow going in as we were watering it. So it's kind of like for our Rainbow Youth Farm, we were watering our produce with rainbows and water and love. And it was so beautiful. And we have a baby watermelon out there. I want to say that this program is so cool because we're learning in real time how to garden, the kids are learning in real time how to garden, finding interest in being a farmer, and it's just a process. It's not like we have to do X, Y, and Z. They are learning as they go. So if we put something in the ground and it doesn't grow, that's fine. That's the way life is. And we keep moving and plant something else. But they have been growing squash out there. We even have a baby watermelon. I want to see if it's going to get bigger. We planted more watermelons, but they haven't came up yet. So it's interesting to see if they're going to come up. If not, we are definitely going to cut that watermelon open and taste and see how it tastes on the inside. But it was so exciting to see the kids looking at the watermelon, looking at their squash, picking their kale to take home and their squash to take home to cook meals, and sharing those meals with us. I'll show you guys pictures next week. And if you can't wait till next week, you can always go visit us at Clean Greens Farm Market on Instagram, where I share pictures that we do on the farm and pictures that we do with the youth program. We are looking for volunteers out on our Clean Greens Farm in Duval. So if you know anyone who is looking for community service hours, what else? Community service hours, youth who need community service hours for school. I know that high schools do it. I heard that middle schools do it. So if you know anyone who is looking for volunteer hours, even if they went to court and they have to make up hours, community service hours, we welcome all. There are some exclusion for the courts, and if you reach out to me, we could talk about that. But we are looking for volunteers, even if you are not looking for community service hours and you just want to give back to community. Because remember, we said we were going to get out in our community and see what our community needs and get to know our community so that we can become partners with our community neighbors instead of enemies fighting back and forth about who deserves what, who needs what, and speaking for people we don't even know about. Because we know that happens often in the state of Washington. I'm pretty sure it happens everywhere, but I live in Washington. And I know that I have been in plenty of meetings where people make decisions for people they don't even know. Like I said before, we had a housing meeting and people were talking about others as if they weren't deserving of housing and talking about what would be unhealthy for a community. And we all have a different definition of what healthy looks like. And I think that it's important to get in your community so you can talk together to talk about what is a healthy community. What does that look like? What is the needs? So you can start with Clean Greens Farm and Market, because you know that we not only grow food to bring back to our community, but we are in our community fighting for food access, housing access, and just basic human rights. Every human deserves the basic right to healthy food, healthy living, and a place over their head if they choose. Now, we know some people choose not to be housed, which I don't blame them, because rent is ridiculous. Sometimes I want to choose not to be housed, but I have kids and I like a roof over my head. But we cannot continue to judge others for their choices, especially if we're not getting to know these people. So please get out in your community. And if you want to come work with Clean Greens, we are open to volunteers. We have different ways that you can volunteer. Just email me and let me know what best fits you. We definitely need help out on our Duval farm. So yes. You know what? An announcement. This weekend is big day of play for the kids and for the community. So can you guys please show up and show out for your community? I know that me and some of our Clean Greens youth will be out at Big Day of Play after we visit our farm in Duval. I'm so excited to take the kids out to the actual farm. Like, they have their farm. We call it a farm because even though some will call it a community garden, we like to call it a farm because we want the kids to feel a sense of ownership in their farm. Big Day of Play, August 20th, 1 p.m. So we're going to take the kids out to the farm, and then we're going to take them over to Big Day of Play to have some fun. Life is about fun. Me and a friend, we were talking this week about all the things that we have on our list to do, right? And how do we start to eliminate some of those things on our list? We have been conditioned to feel like we always have to work. But even when you work, you have to take time to enjoy life. You have to take time to play. You have to take time for yourself. I haven't did it this week, and now you see why I'm all over the place. This is real life time where you're seeing a person who has way too much on her plate and who is having to zone it in, because I couldn't even find a link for this episode. Okay. And I'm like, where is this link? Because I know Daniel sent it, but I could not find it for the life of me. But let's talk about slowing down. But before we do that, I do have to recap last week's episode. I know that some said that they didn't hear what we talked about, and I will try to condense it for those who have listened to what we talked about. But we just talked about last week. And if you can't hear, I should have had a sign, Daniel. I should have like, if you can't hear, respond in the comments and let me know. If you guys can hear me and if you're listening, reach out and let me know in the comments if you're on Rainier Avenue Radio on Facebook, or I think you could do it in YouTube too. But what was I going to say? Okay, so last week we talked about getting ready for school, getting your kids ready for school. We've been talking about healthy living and getting active, and I wanted to include the kids, because a lot of our unhealthy practices, a lot of the way we eat is a learned process over the years, and it starts from childhood. I was taking a nutrition class and I seen this video where a grown-up was in the hospital for heart problems. They were in the operating room having, I think it was a heart attack. And you know how they do those like little memory things in the movies. The memories took him back to his childhood and how his mom and his parents would feed him. And why everything always got to be the mama's fault. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. But I think it was his mom would just feed him all kinds of stuff to hush him up. She would feed him busy life, she would feed him not so healthy foods, and that transitioned into, okay, you hear me today? Okay, good. That transitioned into him having unhealthy eating practices as an adult, which led to heart disease and other diabetes. It led to a lot of health problems for this person. And so I wanted to focus on the children because their kids are going back to school. It's a little too late for, I mean, it's never too late for the summer, but we still got summer left. But over the summer, I seen this thing where this lady was like, your stomach didn't hurt when you was eating those hot Cheetos, those noodles, those juices. Your stomach better not hurt when you go back to school. I want to focus on us training our child in an early to be able to eat healthy. I don't know if you guys heard last week where we talked about top ramen. Top ramen, I love me some top ramen. My kids call it jail food. I love it. It is my special treat as an adult. It was what I was fed growing up with a single mother who worked. But top ramen has high in sodium. It's high in sodium. So to eat one pack of top ramen, eating like, I think the lady said like 1,000 or something grams of sodium, which is a lot. And then I think the daily intake is supposed to be like 2,000. I will come back with those correct numbers next week. But it's about changing slowly, especially for our low income family, because we never want to shame anybody for not being able to afford to feed their kids correctly, because that is something that is purposefully done at times to keep people from being able to feed their kids, especially in certain neighborhoods, feeding their kids healthy, because kids who eat a healthy, balanced meal are more likely to do better in school. Kids who eat breakfast do better in school versus kids who don't eat breakfast. Kids who eat healthier are more active than kids who don't eat healthy. Even for adults, like if you don't eat healthy versus eating healthy, I feel lethargic when I eat a cheeseburger and French fries from McDonald's, as opposed to when I ate my yogurt, drank my water, my yogurt, fruits this morning. I felt more active and ready to go. I felt light. And so we talked about healthy lunches for kids. And I know that some people buy lunches with food stamps. And so I wanted to come with just a few ideas to start you off with. So it's not pressure, because we never want people to feel pressured. I know when I feel pressured, it doesn't get done. But if we start with baby steps, it can get done. So when you're preparing your kids for school lunches this year, try doing healthier choices. I know sometimes the schools try to get a balanced, healthy meal, but that doesn't always happen. And I get it. You're trying to feed a whole school on a budget. And I know that the schools, from what I've seen, are working on getting healthier school lunches. I know some schools have reached out to us to get clean greens and salads and vegetables in there. But in your lunches, Clean Greens gives out fresh organic produce, right? So with comparing your fresh organic produce with some of your food stamps, budget it out. You can get you some tortilla bread. And tortilla bread, it also comes in, I want to say avocado wrap. You can choose one or the other. And you can make lunches out of that. You can put street cheese over it. You can cut them up into little pinwheels. You can do peanut butter. Well, most schools have nut allergies. So I seen on healthline.com, try sun butters. So spread sun butter, put some bananas over it, roll it up, cut it up, put some clean greens vegetables, some fresh squash, some broccoli, and put it to the side. Get you some fruit, put that in there. Those are just some tips on making a healthier lunch for your kids, and knowing that we can do it on any budget. As long as we're taking the time, we actually need to talk about budgeting. We actually need to talk about that. I want to get a professional here to talk about budgeting, because eating healthy along with Clean Greens giving out their fresh produce it's doable and it's possible. So that's what we talked about last week. It's just about making sure that we start now getting our kids ready for school. And that's making sure they get proper sleep, making sure that they have a healthy diet going into the school year and that you plan it out so that you can start preparing. Also, I've been looking up drinking water. Now, drinking water, I know a lot of people hate drinking water. I used to hate drinking water, but now that I drink water, I'm like, I don't know how the heck I survived without drinking water. I used to be like, I'm not drinking water. I would drink everything but water. Now my body can't even go a day without drinking water. When I drink water, I literally think of drinking water as growing your brain, not growing your brain, feeding your brain, watering your brain like you water your produce, like you water your plants. We sometimes tend to take more care of our outside exterior than our inside exterior. And our inside exterior affects our outside exterior. So if you're drinking more water, it's less things you have to do to your outside exterior, like your facial products or makeup, or takes away those pimples. But so I was looking at some of the, I'm not going to get into the details, but I just want everyone to try to start drinking. Okay, Daniel said he can't go an hour without drinking water. I try not to judge folks, but I'm like, I don't know how y'all don't drink water. People be like, ugh. And you know what I did? I can tell you one tip that I did, because I literally, when I tell you I did not drink water, I hated it. I forced myself. I literally forced myself. And having a jug for me is it's easier. It makes it easier because you're getting as much as you need. For me, now it may be different for you. I don't know if a jug is going to be intimidating for you, but for me, I drank more with the jug than I did with the bottle of water. And I forced myself to drink it. And also what was helpful was putting times. So every 2 hours, until you get to the point where you're like Daniel and you can't go an hour without drinking it, try drinking it every 2 hours. Just like on the jug. Oh, I don't have a pen here, but on the jug, it was like right here, 7 a.m. So drink this much, because the water is like this when it first gets there. So drink this much at 7 a.m. And at 9 a.m., drink this much. And by the time you get to bedtime, 8 o'clock, that whole jug is probably gone. So try those healthy tips, but drinking more water helps maximize physical performance. True, it helps me. When I drink more water, I am more alert. I am more alert when I drink water than when I drink coffee. It helps your energy levels and your brain function. I literally feel my brain coming alive when I drink water. And they say drink 2 cups of water. If this is helpful, drink 2 cups of water when you first wake up in the morning. And then after that, just drink 1 cup every 2 hours, or like Daniel, every hour. Water is good. Water is literally life. Alcohols, soda, coffees, teas, even though some teas are really helpful for you, they dehydrate you. So if you're drinking any of those, drink water as well. So like if you drink a can of pop, drink some water later on. I used to go, and I still do this sometimes, certain foods I have to have a soda with, and I'm trying to even ease that out. Like just drink water. I never thought that I would go to a restaurant and choose water over juice or choose water over soda, and I can do that now. It helps with your headaches. A lot of people have headaches and migraines because they're not drinking enough water. So if you're suffering from headaches and migraines, try drinking water. Try upping your water intake. If you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio. I am your host, Queen Bree. I'm the director of Clean Greens Farm and Market. You guys, I am open to suggestions for any topics that you guys want to talk about. I just literally have been just making sure that as we go through this season, that we're really going back to our mission of eating healthy. Clean Greens is about eating healthy. It's about community. And we focus so much about like what's going on in the world, but sometimes we got to go focus on what's going on in our world right here. We always focus on like the outside, like even when we talk about voting, we focus on the president, but not on our local representatives, right? And so treating our health and our community like that as well. Yes, our state and everything matters, but also you got to get to know your community and your body and your health in order to be able to get out there and fight and be and be able to sustain that, right? Drinking more water. Okay, this is TMI, but you should have at least 3 bowel movements. 3 bowel movements a day, at least. Minimum 1. If you are not having those, you need to drink water a day. A day. I know that seems excessive, but that's true. You're just cleaning out your body. And I have a friend who keeps suffering from kidney stones. And if you're listening, water helps with that. It may not take it away, but it helps with that. And I'm going to send you the information later. But water, drinking more water helps with your kidney stones. And then it helps with hangovers. It can aid in weight loss. And it keeps you from being dehydrated. And Seattle has been having some we've been having a real summer these past couple of years where it's been hot. So make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're drinking water. Now, for the last few minutes, we want to talk about slowing down. Now, I've been doing good at eating healthy. I'm down to pan size, been doing good at drinking my water. Everything that I talk about on here, I practice. I'm in my community. I'm finding ways that I can give back to my community and make real decisions that affects everyone. I'm not perfect, so all my decisions aren't going to be perfect, but I'm out here doing what I can to brainstorm with others who are willing to talk and conversate, right? Slowing down. I don't know if I talked about this before, but we have to learn to slow down. And there is a Bible scripture. I don't know where it comes from, but I'm pretty sure my church folk will help me out. There's a scripture that says, just because you can do it doesn't mean you ought to. And we got to take that practice as we go through life. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you need to do it. Make sure that your schedule, sit down and write a schedule, guys. Sit down and write a schedule and look how much time you're leaving yourself in a day to walk, stretch, drink water, just sit and not do anything. For my birthday, I literally sat all day and not all day, half the day, and didn't do anything. And I felt so recharged. It is important to sit, meditate, stretch. I can't stress stretching enough. I am in the process of physical therapy of teaching me how to stretch. And they say stretching helps with, what is the word, that arthritis. It helps prevent arthritis. That's what she told me. And so she said a lot of people get arthritis because they're not used to stretching. So stretching, making sure you're doing stretching, drinking your water, walking, and taking time. If your schedule does not permit that, it is time to take something off your schedule. I have gotten some things to help me get on track. I got a whiteboard. I got a calendar. I also have this calendar, Janet. I actually use that calendar and I love it. Write down things so that you're not overbooking yourself and you're not overcommitting yourself, and that you're taking time to get your mind right. They keep us busy so we can't focus to get out here and fight for ourselves and our community. Thank you guys for tuning into Clean Greens Living. If you guys have any suggestions or things that you want to talk about on Clean Greens, hit me up, DM us on Clean Greens Farm Market on Instagram. You can email me or you can enter into the chat. So thank you guys for joining. Go out and enjoy your day. It's a beautiful day. Oh, and check out Jazz Alley today. We have Isaiah Shark. Well, I don't work there. Isaiah Shark will be at Jazz Alley tonight. I'll be there. Bye.